And they can have my things when we're dead. We gonna live forever. We gonna live forever.
And abortion.
It's abortion time.
Dude, I got honestly on the way here I got an abortion. Last night I got an abortion.
You gotta get them while they're hot.
I guess
Abortion here, old timey abortion.
there's a guy in Union Square. Yeah, they're starting to do pop-ups.
Pop abortions. Dude, I cornered the market actually the moment I saw it too. I fucking
You
went.
opened up a Florida abortion clinic?
No, I went and bought every Handmaid's Tale costume on
Yeah.
Amazon, and then I relisted them for double the price, and they're all sold out.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
It's
with the
hustlers,
books,
dude.
yeah.
It's Gary V fucking hustler mentality.
That's the
over
thing.
here.
You all sleeping. Danny sees an
You
abortion.
all sleeping, and I'm taking advantage of women's rights being rolled back.
All of you guys, what you guys see when you see a school shooting, you say, "Oh, that's sad." What Danny sees is a stock market buying opportunity.
I go Jim Cramer goes, bye, bye, bye.
Yeah, you know what's going on. Dude, okay. I couldn't even watch the Met Gala because I was so fucking mad about this abortion stuff. How about this?
How many people were at Met Gala being like, fuck, I wish I dressed as an abortion.
Oh my God, if that was one day later, every person would be in a dying fetus outfit.
Dude, they all show up and they go, you're also wearing the fucking dress that says abortions for everybody with red paint on it? God damn.
They're all wearing, they keep the coat hangers in the outfit. Okay, what about this for the new movie? Road Trip?
Yeah.
It's Road Trip, I think, 3. I don't know if they had a second one. If they did,
I don't
this is
think they
number
had the
3.
second.
Okay,
Maybe they did.
So
but
this
like
is the
straight to
sequel.
DVD.
All the old cast. DJ Qualls. T Green's back in the mix.
Fuck yeah.
But it's a guy who his chick gets pregnant in a place where abortion's not legal, and he's got to get her across state lines before she changes her mind.
Ooh,
Right?
I like that.
You know how the guy, he had to get back to the thing, right? So
Yeah.
he's got the girl in the, and then there's all,
Tom Green's the abortion doctor, by the way. He's the wacky abortion doctor.
yeah,
He goes down
exactly.
there to do the abortion, and just like a rubber chicken comes into frame. He goes, squeaks it.
Yeah, he pulls out like a fake thing. It's like a hamster. He goes, "What's this?" She goes, "What?" He goes, "I'm just messing with you." Here's the fetus.
I'm just messing with you. He
What
fucking
the hell?
Pulls out the shop vac. He goes, let's do this shit.
yeah, he's having like a comical sequence.
You know what's so funny, actually? You know, Corinne.
He's putting he's licking the fetus.
rubbing his ass on the fetus. Just rubbing his ass.
Yeah. My bum is on the fetus. My bum is on the fetus. So that's what he's doing.
He goes, mommy. It's like the sausages. There's just fetuses hung from playing the piano. Daddy, would you like some fetuses? Daddy, would you like some fetuses? And they're all just fucking
That's what happens when you walk inside the place.
Tom Green's abortion hour.
Yeah, and his dad's the guy that thinks abortions are bad.
Yeah.
His dad's
God damn it, Tom. This is serious business.
yeah. So I'm thinking that, but you're in the car, right? And there's all the signs that are like abortion's murder. You know what I mean? No woman would ever have an abortion. So you've got to keep trying to distract her like video game style, where you go, hey, look at this. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, my thumb's falling off.
She
You're
goes,
doing
you know what?
thumb
I'm
tricks.
kind of thinking maybe I should just keep it. And he goes, no. Eyes down on the game.
She's
Come on.
yeah. She's looking at the thing. You just swerve the car. every time she sees the thing, to me that was the funniest thing. Was the idea of like the guy who really wants to get the abortion and all this stuff, right? So they go, oh, abortion might not be legal in some states or whatever, Roe v. Wade. And then the guy goes, no, he's crying his eyes out, and she's like, oh, you seem a little too upset about this.
What's the matter?
You're not really that into women's rights. You go, no, my life is over. This is the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity. And the girl goes, oh,
Whoa, easy.
I thot we talked about potentially having a baby.
Well, keep
I
it.
thought that I would be able to convince you out of it. I was
wow.
bluffing.
I'm not gonna be able to get you to go to fucking New Jersey.
The guy that's way too mad about this.
Dude, I was listening to Christian radio.
Yeah, you were.
Because I was in the car. I rented a car and I was driving back, so I had 4 hours. So I'm gonna listen to the fucking radio.
You love weird.
I
radio
love
stations,
radio. Well, I just know. You know what? I was like, I want to know what everybody's take on the abortion.
You know what
thing
the
is.
funny part is? I was listening to on Low Value Mail. You do have a pretty good like old school AM radio style
Yeah.
voice.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I'm going for. Is
Right,
an
right,
AM
right.
radio show, right?
It's got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so then I was just listening for some tips and stuff, and I just want to see. For one, a weird thing is, I listened to NPR. It's all women. It was weird. It was like
NPR.
all women, and they're all like, abortion's the worst. But then I turned on the Christian conservative because they're all on the AM dial. One of the shows,
Abortion's the best. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, or Abortion's the best. Yeah, sorry. And then the AM show, one of them was like this Christian show, and literally the opening music was like ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. They were so pumped that abortions were illegal now. They were like celebrating. They were playing all this like fucking super like uplifting like celebration music. I was like, this is the best show.
Do you know what's funny?
Because they don't have that in Canada. We don't have conservative, like, we have like one radio station's conservative. And
I think a lot of the AM's conservative.
but like in Canada, it's like they're not like hardcore conservative. Here, they're like, I'm
Right.
driving. I'm like, oh, these are like fucking, these are like, end of times are near. Like they're
And
really.
then this is the first time
And
they've
there's
said
10
that
of them.
end of times. We've actually changed it. End of times aren't near.
yeah, I guess the end of times aren't that near.
It was making me laugh, the idea that pastors now are essentially, because they kind of do the same thing as podcasters in a lot of ways. They spend a week like prepping their thing, and then they come give their hour speech or whatever to the congregation or whatever, right? But it's funny now because the pastors probably have to get into the social media game, so they have to do the same shit as comedians. Like they have a guy doing their clips for them. Do you know what I mean? They got to be on TikTok.
The ones that want to be successful.
If you want to be a successful pastor, you got to be doing all the same shit comedians are doing.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're just like, fuck, I just got it. It's like, because you know how so
He's
many
got to
comedians.
think about what's going viral. He's like, we'll talk about that. And he's like, that's a little hack. I got to be on the.
Because so many comedians begrudge, they're like, fuck, I don't want to have to do any of this shit. I just want to like do.
I just want to do my shit. That
Yeah,
guy's
and
probably
they're-
like, I just want to spread God's word.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
just
well,
want to talk
too
about
bad.
Jesus. And you go, all right, well, talk about it to fucking 12 people who show up every fucking Sunday afternoon.
Right? Yeah. But just the guy that is fucking way too pumped about this, and his girl goes, I was thinking I don't want to get an abortion. You go, you want to let Ben Shapiro win? You have two options right now. You let the Daily Wire win. Is that what you want? And you know what I mean? You're pulling up people. You're just forcing her to watch all the people she hates.
I mean, there's going to be some women who are like, we just need to have abortions just like to send the message.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Just like we just got to send the message that abortions are okay by having.
There's one guy right now that probably has some chick pregnant, and she's been calling him like, I'm pregnant and I'm going to keep it, this and that. And then this happened, and then she was out there protesting how great abortions are, and this guy's like, oh, so he's so happy that he becomes religious and then he's against abortions now. It's full circle.
Are you gonna go to fucking abortion protests and do some streeters?
No, I don't think so.
You don't got the guts?
I don't have the guts. I think I might do a sketch about it though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to do a streeter there, but I think I am going to do a sketch about it, telling the girl, you need to go on sex strike, baby. So I pay the doctor off to be like, you go to the abortion doctor, and he's there, and he's like, you pay him to be like, you have an hour to decide because it's going to be done. And he keeps hitting the clock like tick-tock, 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 an hour before they win. You know what the one thing is, there's probably going to be, I know that all like conservatives are pumped right now on the line. There is going to be probably pretty serious blowback from this, where it's like California is going to do some wacky shit. Like it's going to be illegal till the kid's 95 pretty soon.
Yeah, I actually, because I can't actually get a beat on, because they're trying to figure out who leaked this, right? And some people are like conservative leaked it. Some people are like Democrats leaked it. I'm like, I don't really know. Like this could really go either way in terms of who this benefits. I don't really know politically who this benefits, because there's like an election coming up. I couldn't really quite get a beat on it.
I don't have a beat on that either.
No.
But I do have a beat on the fact that fucking necrophiliac is going to get added to the LGBTQIN pretty soon.
LGBTN?
The advertising in 2 years, because this is going to be like Captain Crunch coming out of the closet as a necrophiliac. And she's like, we need to, this is his. But they're still like very consent oriented. So they have to make sure the family's estate is consents before the corpse, you know what I mean? Before the corpse, has the thing. There's gonna be legitimately pedophiles fresh out of prison. They're gonna be arguing for, to remove the 100 meters away from kids stuff.
That's how it starts.
He's a pedophile, but not a monster. He's just looking. He can't look.
He's just got a wandering eye.
He's got a wandering eye. Oh, he's never acted on it. He can't take a peek at the school. This is a cruel and unusual punishment. Teaching masturbation class to 1-year-olds.
Wait, did you say necrophiliac?
Yeah.
Like the dead bodies?
Dead body disposal.
Yeah.
Have to do it after your foes are killed. There's you know what this also changes a little bit? I think depending on what happens, some of those places like Austin are probably going to be, it's going to be a hit for them becoming like comedy hubs and stuff like that.
I mean, I know who this is not good for. White guys trying to be in entertainment. This is another hit for us.
Oh, it's gonna be
I honestly saw that. I go,
another fucking
fucking another thing that I have nothing to do with. That's gonna 100% impact me. I've already given up on that whole thing.
I know,
right? But like at the same time, you're like, if you're the type, like we know people who are.
You're gonna walk into a comedy club, a girl's just gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, I mean, we know so many people who have not given up on that because they don't live in reality or they live in Canada or whatever. And then
if you were up for a job when this happened in entertainment,
like if you were up for a job in Canada and you're a white guy, you're like, you just took a hit. You're like, what did I do?
Yes,
I didn't do anything.
Well,
they fucking like the United States Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade, and now like I don't get to work in comedy or whatever.
Do you remember the old school? Do you remember Tucker Max when he did the abortion clinic thing? That was like the old school pranks. So Tucker Max. It definitely wasn't Tucker Carlson. Tucker Max back in the day paid. This is when he was doing stuff with Ryan Holiday. He was like who wrote that book about advertising for American Apparel and stuff. And they were doing all these wild publicity stunts. And he bought the name of an abortion wing.
Yeah. Oh, he named. Oh, I didn't know that.
He named it Tucker Max Abortion Wing, and then went outside, and it was a big publicity stunt or whatever, right? Because he banged so many chicks that he said that, right? It's funny to think that Ryan Holiday, that was kind of his start doing all that Tucker Max stuff, and now he exclusively talks about stoicism.
Yeah, he's like the stoicism guy.
Yeah.
The abortion pranks. My favorite ones were when the super religious guys would just firebomb an abortion clinic.
You like that one?
Just to
send
a wacky, funny message that hey. No.
Yeah. That's part of the road trip thing is you have to get through those people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. The fucking protest.
You got to bring her into the abortion clinic in a hockey bag so she doesn't see any of that nonsense.
God hates facts people.
Yeah, exactly,
we got
right?
some new stuff.
Probably it is, this is a perfect time. This is probably the ultimate in, which kind of a throwback in comedy for everyone will be mad at you. Because especially if you think about it right now, liberals are having a meltdown. Republicans are on sort of like a little bit of a moral high horse. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's
they go, we're not murderers.
They're saying you're murderers. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So I was posting things that was getting like quote tweeted by liberals and Republicans getting mad at me. It was a little bit of a throwback to the old days.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, because there's the big thing where it's
that's the sweet spot.
Yeah, because people are like, well, you shouldn't be like liberals would be like, you shouldn't be joking about this, even if you agree with us. And it's like, yeah, I know, I've got the message. This is none of my fight. You go, you're not allowed to talk about this, and be like, well, but then they always seem to retweet guys that agree with them. So it's like, what you mean is I can talk about this if I agree with you.
Yeah. The worst is the conservatives.
And I do it the way that you want to do it.
Because we have conservatives and they're like, yeah, we hate abortions, right? And I go, no.
Well, you have to choose between essentially no free speech and I hate jokes, or, no abortions, the kind of religious stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what that's the biggest one where people go, and I had this argument with a couple people because I've been, arguing with a few people because I like to dabble in the argument. Well, there's that very much stuff where it's girls is like, well, you say it doesn't affect you, so you don't care, right? And first of all, I rarely get like really mad about anything, right? Like I try to live in like a comedy realm, right? And there's these people that we go, well, you're a dude, it doesn't affect you, and it's like, yeah, you live in Canada. It really doesn't affect you.
It really doesn't affect you.
Or you live in New York or LA. Like this also doesn't affect you.
This really affects. It is weird because it affects I'm not gonna say not that many people.
No, I know what you mean though, because most of the people a lot of the people that live in the places that it might affect agree with it.
They either agree with it or they have the means to just hop to the next stage.
Exactly.
It's just the poor people.
Right, because there is no scenario where if I did want to had a scenario where fucking
dude, if you moved to Austin,
impregnate your fucking 10 mistresses.
Yeah, but say you move to Austin, you do comedy, and they go and you fucking have a situation. You go,
I go, I'm fucked. Yeah.
I go, well, we're going to California. We're going on a fucking road trip. Right?
I'll take you to Russia if I got to.
Yeah. Let's go to North Korea.
The rules are there.
Pyongyang. Fucking time.
So you are right. It affects, and that's the thing. It's like, so most of the people, and then they're saying, they're like, well, I care about other women. You know what I mean? You go, so why can a girl do that, but a guy can't? You
go, hello, but 2 of the fucking Supreme Court justices are women. 2 of them are like more than 2 of them.
No,
are
it's obviously the women's. I think most of the stuff, which is why it's complicated, is like the most liberal arguments kind of don't make sense. They're kind of just constructed to.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not superly logically rigid.
They're not.
Because a lot of people, I saw a lot of things where a bunch of just white men deciding And you go, yeah, but it wasn't.
No.
It's like it wasn't white men. There was women.
And white
there
men
was
decided
black women.
to
There
put
was
it
white
up in the first
women.
place.
There was fucking black men.
No, it is a little bit of a Groundhog Day thing watching, people get so mad and like at all the marches yelling and stuff. It was like a little bit of a 4-year throw.
You think we're going to see some people kind of scratching that fucking riot itch? The looting itch?
Dude, I think you're going to see a fucking insurrection.
Yeah.
And then you're going to also have to see Huffington Post watching, why some insurrections are actually pretty good.
You know who was super pumped? Tim Pool was so pumped because he goes, he's been calling for civil war forever, and he goes, this is it.
Oh, yeah? You think this is the
one?
one?
This is the Civil
Well,
War.
that's another one that you've seen. The flipping, which, shows that no one actually cares about any of their real principles or whatever. But you watch a bunch of chicks that were posting, like, what was her name? Chelsea Manning and all these people that were posting, liberals need to start forming militias and get guns and stuff like this.
I saw that.
I thought you wanted them to get taken away.
Chelsea Manning leading a fucking militia.
Yeah, that's good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Motherboard, that was the good one. They posted basically saying, there's this off the market abortion drug you can use, and it's called like horse medicine. It was
real? Oh,
my
I saw
God, yeah.
Something about the yeah.
So it's basically misoprostol, and it's horse medicine, but it can also be used to induce an abortion. And they're like, this is why it's good. And there's like this, it's a fucking bizarro timeline.
Oh yeah, Dave Smith had kind of the best take too, where he's just like, yeah, probably not good that you guys were all like, fucking my body, my choice, and you don't know what a woman was all in the last like kind of 6 months.
Right.
Not a good time for the fucking pro-abortion people.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that because there's so many places where you could say my body, my choice, but then most people would agree like, okay, my body, my choice, but then a lot of people that probably are against abortion think heroin should be illegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people would say that kids can't transition. So really they're saying my body, my choice once you're 18 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or you can't drink till you're 21. Like what argument, my body, my choice argument could either make. And then obviously the other way, it's like, okay, I'm down for, my body, my choice, but no cigarettes. And then obviously what the Republicans think, which is why this whole thing, people are just arguing the other way.
Yeah.
They're arguing two different arguments, right? Because they're saying my body, my choice. And they're saying, well, obviously we're not talking about your body. We think it's the kid's autonomy or whatever, right?
Yeah. They think you're just like, it's a Louis C.K. joke. They're like, yeah, some people think it's what was it? Some people think it's
killing babies. Some people don't.
Yeah, and you're like, like you are killing a baby, but whatever. You're fine with it.
No, I think that even when you were saying with the most people can do it, it's like that's how I think about a lot of laws. Where I guess I'm just like, yeah, I mean, you can make all the laws what you want. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? But I guess from the start, from the basic thing is, it seems like this thing sort of wasn't unconstitutional from the start, but there was enough judges that agreed that would hold it up. Is that the idea?
That's what it sounds
And then RBG kind of fucked them by dying during Trump.
Thanks.
But if she was a team player for them, she would have resigned under Obama, so they would get a new person.
Right.
But she said,
she had that fucking God complex. She thought she was going to live forever.
They had a God complex. She thought she was going to live
walks
forever,
out
but
the
only the
street.
boys live forever.
She's walking down the street, sees all these people wearing fucking notorious RGB shirts
and
or
she
whatever.
goes, I ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah, and I don't, it's one of those things where I'm not ever going to fucking get on the front lines and argue too hard about anything, even though that everyone's been yelling at me every which way that I need to fuck. Dude, the amount of people that is like, telling me I need to take a stand on this and that and this and that for the last, 5 to 10 years.
Funny because you've yet to do it once. You've yet to acquiesce. And they think that you're eventually going to be like, all right.
Yeah, here, let me stand up because this is, it matters to me or whatever, right? But the,
basically the only real thing would be like if comedy gets banned or something, you'd be like, okay, I found the thing where I'll.
Would I or would I move?
Right.
Like if they, I mean, to be honest, yeah, probably. But I still wouldn't hold a picket sign. I can't.
No.
I can't imagine me holding a picket sign and being
that's
like,
not comedy.
Open
That's
up the
not
clubs.
a joke.
Even
no, it would be a joke.
No, I try to dedicate my life to a life of service of being funny, and I really believe that.
I could never. Like,
that's what people don't realize about fucking being funny. It is a life of service that you've dedicated yourself to. It's kind of like the priest that he was like, he has the information where the guy confessed to him and he wants to solve a murder, but he's dedicated his life to this.
Yeah.
Because yes, you think I don't want to do that sometimes, but I've dedicated myself to this. I took an oath to the joke. But so my point was, there isn't a lot you could argue that's not every person, even if you agree, it's like, it's one of those things where people are going to be so crazy over the next little while that there's not much that I want to fucking...
no, all I want to do with this stuff is just inflame people.
That's why I sing. It's a good time for that.
Just to be inflammatory.
But isn't there something so funny about like liberals? Like, because obviously it's one thing just like pissing off whatever, like I'm the I'm offended crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
But isn't it funnier pissing them off when you actually agree with them on the issue?
Ah, 100%. Yeah, that's the best part.
Isn't it not fun? Like,
I know. Like, part of me is like the comedic mind sometimes is almost, you go like, yeah, you know what? I might become anti-abortion for like a couple minutes just to fucking piss people, even though I'm not at all.
Yeah.
But
well, my
it's the persona.
So my philosophy on it from the start, which that isn't like to not go too into the actual thing. Because I do think about this a lot anytime where people have the things. I always kind of was like, okay, the people are arguing two different things. I know one person's saying it's not a kid yet, but that article that doesn't really hold up. Where it's like that's the Louis C.K. thing you're saying, where it's like it is a little bit like it's if you think like, well, it's not a baby yet, well then how could you argue like we need to change the terms and all this stuff? Well, it's fine here, then it was there, so it's like, were you wrong before it was a baby then? So obviously, and then I kind of think about it if you go, okay, from the killing babies perspective, if you said, imagine this mother. And she had a baby that as soon as the baby was born, it was going to get tortured for life, right? And you essentially like mercy killed that kid or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Even if it was one. I think most people would agree that would have been the move. You know what I mean?
Sophie's choice, if you will.
It's Sophie's choice. So I think if you go by that, you'd automatically, unless there's a religious connotation, you would probably say that's the moral thing to do, right? And so that's just like an extreme case, right? But if I was to say, I don't think of human life as that valuable, and I think most people don't.
And that is a big crux of some people's argument, is they think that human life is the
specifically
ultimate,
valuable.
Specifically valuable. It's the ultimate thing.
But then
and
it's
some
the
people
same
go,
thing.
it's not.
But then how could you, like, I guess then you're looking at greater good, but you're saying, hey, I'm going to go send people to war. I think most people would agree to send people to war, even though they think this, right?
Yeah.
So if you agree with that principle, then if you said, okay, well, what about having like a ton of babies that end up poor and are on welfare? Would that not be the greater good? Okay. So greater good argument, you're already into semantics.
Yeah.
But what I would say is if you were actually being real about when it's a child, I think consciousness to some degree would make sense of like, okay, when do we agree that like, you know, the mother can't just like kill her kid? I think from a point of view that I would say, I think it's consciousness, right?
Yeah.
But then you would say, back to that,
some
you
people
would say,
go heartbeat.
well, but then, okay. Exactly, right?
Which
But
no conscious. And then there's a lot of people, the most fundamental of it, where they straight up go conception. Like the moment that sperm like fertilizes that or whatever egg, that's it. That's the point.
And for me, I kind of all of those things just see semantic arguments. If I was being like, in reality, you go, when's this a person? I guess once it's sort of like has its first like conscious thought or whatever, right?
Well,
to some degree.
Yes
then
and
you're
no,
like,
because
then you're like, you know, they say you're online as a human.
Yeah.
But
that's like 3 years old.
well, but that's so I kind of do think that. But then you say, well, then by that logic, you could kill a kid when it's one. It's like, yeah, but like obviously that's going to be a hard sell.
Well, exactly.
You're not going to say you're not. And once there's a baby there, it's like I think you could like you have to just make reasonable. Like you got to pick some point.
Oh well, exactly. You have to pick some
and
point.
I think
for
there
sure.
is a point of like.
And the problem is that
I think the points people said were pretty reasonable for a while, and then they tried to start.
Well, they
pushing
tried.
it.
Yeah, they tried to be like, hey, why don't we go like heartbeat? And then some people are like, well, you know what, heartbeat seems fine, but why don't we just do like as long as it's in my womb? And then you go, well, yeah, but that's whatever 30 some odd weeks, and like there's kids who are born premature at 20 weeks who live normal lives.
Right. So how could you argue if it wasn't alive and if it was? And I guess
and they go, well, as long as it's inside of me.
But that's when you start constructing arguments. Probably like you can't say, well, yeah, but it wouldn't have lived without the mother or something like that.
Right.
And then they go, yeah, but we had to like rig up this apparatus to keep it alive where it actually wouldn't have been able to.
I mean, the main thing is that everybody wants this to be such a binary simple.
It's not that simple.
And it's like it's the least simple.
And then there's also the sort of overarching thing of like, what society do you want to live in and how do you design that? And it's like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I get why people think both of those things and why it's like you can have your brain.
I understand.
Believe it.
Yeah, I understand all both arguments 100%.
And also there is something to say with the states' rights thing, I guess, where it's like, okay, well, maybe that was the whole purpose of the country. And like,
again,
people,
you know, it's like
you can live with that. They can decide in their states, and it's like, yeah, you can move and
people change their minds about this stuff too. That's one thing I've realized like in the past is like people really are like, yeah, I thought this, and then And then my girlfriend got pregnant, and I wanted to keep it,
and I looked
she
at her,
didn't.
and she was fucking pissing me off.
No, it's like I wanted to keep it, and she didn't.
Oh, that's one of the.
A guy called in last night. He's like, I wanted it, she didn't. He's
well, that's
like,
obviously.
And he's like, there's no fucking way you're getting an abortion. Like, he's like, I don't care, give it up, or like, just give it to me. I don't care.
Yeah,
but,
you're not doing it.
You're not doing it. That's my kid.
Did they have it?
Yeah,
and then
it's his kid now.
That'd be every day you're like with that kid, and she's trying to tell him what to do, and you're like, what are you?
No,
trying to kill
they're
him?
not together.
No. But she's like, well, my mom wants this. You're like, oh, well, your mom tried to kill you. So
hey, your mom wanted to literally fucking execute you in the womb. So
yeah, your mom literally found out you were pregnant, and then went and bought a guillotine outfit.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
So that's going to be interesting to watch fucking this unfold. Or it won't. Or it'll kind of nothing will happen.
Yeah, I'm sure people in the fucking Ukraine are not pumped about this either. They go, hey, can we get back on us?
They're 4 issues
Hello,
ago.
We're regular people dying right now.
Yeah, they're 9 issues ago.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing how that just kind of was like, yeah. Best of luck with that. You got our attention. You got our attention for like the maximum that you can hold America's attention, which is like a season of American Idol or some shit. And then they're just like, yeah.
Well, it's sort of
not even a season.
The ultimate one, to go back to the first thing, which I always wanted to. Where are they now? The original, where it was like, there's these children that are being murdered and enslaved and all this stuff. Coney. And then you go,
Coney.
And then, well, I was kind of doing a joke about that. It's like, remember when there was real problems? They're like, hey, there's these kids like being sex trafficked and murdered. And everyone was like, oh my God. And then they were just like, that was the old issues. And then it turned into, we need more Asian movie stars. And then, it needs to be James Wong, not James Bond. And then all the kids that were like getting sex trafficked and murdered were like, hey, we're still here. Yeah. And they're like, we'll prevent your murders when the government pays for a man to transition to a woman to get boobs. How about that?
Yeah, it is crazy. Just the attention span for stuff that, like, I honestly think, like, if there was...
I mean, I feel like that don't you, even on a personal level, sometimes you go, like, let's say you have a relative or whatever that's, like, going through, like, a bad time or whatever. You're just, like, for 2 weeks, everyone's like, what can we do? And this and that. And it's like, okay, can we get you money? Can we get you into, like, a facility? And then it's maybe the second time.
At some point, you have to move on.
And at some point, you're just like, yeah, dude, we care about Ukraine now.
Waving the flags. Sorry.
All right, so that's that. But this was probably one of my. There was one article this is my one. There was 2 things this week that were my favorites. One Reddit thing and then one article, and this was, help. My friend claims a new identity every week to get acting roles. It's a good one, right?
I love this one.
Banger alert.
Yeah.
Paul Thompson. It's the banger alert. It's the show. YouTube. Check it out. So basically,
I honestly saw it rather so I go, is this Alex Stein? This is such an Alex Stein thing.
It seems like
he sets up a camera in a fucking acting class.
Oh,
and
I see what you mean.
I'm a new thing every week. And you go,
basically they have this Zoom acting club or whatever, right? And then they're a casting agency and they meet and they're basically like a drama club.
Yeah.
But they all put on these essentially off-Broadway garbage productions, probably, right? And she goes, one of her friends, one of the people in the thing, keeps changing their identities because they basically are like, if you're going to be trans, you got to be trans. Obviously, anyone can be a white man, but if you're going to be, anyone can be a straight guy too, but a gay guy can play a straight guy. But if you're, gay, you need proof of sucking dick. You need to show up to the audition with a picture of you blowing a dude, kind of thing,
this
right?
isn't fucking 2018 anymore.
Yeah. So but this person's been doing like a Miss Doubtfire for
every day.
Every day.
Showing up, he goes, yeah, we're casting for a trans African.
Hello.
You go, I have just the part.
He shows up. He goes, hello. Does the mouth crack?
Hello.
Yeah. We have a new nanny that wants to audition here. Hello. Also, now today we have a French non-binary. Hello. Okay, can you do a Mexican accent? I was recently been told mine's bad. Hey, that's a good way to do it.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Orale, vato.
I was trying to go too low.
I'm Latinx, man.
Okay, so that's how you do that.
What's up?
One.
I'm here for the part of the Latinx.
Yeah, so that's what this guy's doing, right? And honestly, it's a don't hate the player, don't hate the game situation.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Right?
Look, you made the rules, and I'm just fucking playing by them.
And it puts them in such a box because, their thing is, It's
You don't question identities.
Cardinal sin of all.
Yeah.
Strict down from heaven.
It's rule 1 of the identity game is you can't question someone's identity.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally rule number 1. And someone goes, hey, it's a pretty easy system to game.
It's a pretty easy system to game, right?
Because if you ask me about if you challenge me, then you're either admitting that the whole system's bullshit or you're a bad person.
You admitted it could be scammed.
Yeah, exactly.
And their whole thing is they go, oh, as if people are just scamming it. And then they can't be the ones to...
Although some of them is ridiculous. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Not buying it. So she says, during the pandemic, I joined an online theater community, which is, that's code for pussy crusher community. You know, I don't know if you know about those online theater dudes, but they're just like plowing the field. Where we read through plays and musicals on Zoom. I write to you because I'm concerned about a friend I made when I joined the group, Taylor. And they don't say whether Taylor's a guy or a girl.
They do they. That actually annoyed me because they're kind of questioning whether Taylor's non-binary, but then be like,
I hope it's I hope it's a guy.
It's a chick.
I think it's a chick
That would be my
also.
first
I know.
instinct.
Taylor. When I met Taylor had a different name and pronouns, so they switched to Taylor. So you're right. It was probably like a girl that switched to a non-binary name.
Maybe.
But they're very.
You don't know.
Well, they don't want to call it a guy or a girl because it's not.
It's
right?
not important.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it kind of is the whole story,
Yeah,
right?
we'd like to know.
So she changed her name and pronouns when someone announced that they were doing a read-through of a non-binary character. So let's just say her name was Bill at first. So Bill, and they go, we got non-binary role, and she goes, that's fucking nuts. Because I'm actually neither a boy or a girl. My
Bill
new name's
just pulls
Taylor.
out the clippers and just gives Bill a wacky haircut and goes,
Taylor, nice to meet
Taylor.
you. Yeah. You're
Starts
non-binary?
painting-
Yeah, just
painting
shaves
the
the
nail.
sides of the head.
does a couple nails, paints a couple nails, and goes, at your service.
Taylor, at your service, madame.
for
Ready
all
to
your
read.
thespian needs.
Ready to read. Taylor asked to play this character, but was told they could only play the part if they were non-binary. The next day, she announced non-binary. So she's kind of...
Oh, she? Did it say she? Or they?
No,
You
they.
said they.
Taylor. So they said, this can only be a non-binary person. She goes, what a fucking nutty coincidence.
What? What luck?
Yeah, she goes, shucks. And then she comes back the next day. She goes, you'll never fucking guess what happened last night. My gender disappeared. Oh, yeah, you got to be a gay guy. He comes back. He's like, just blew a dude. So here, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Still, yes, dude was still super broy. Yeah, we got this character going to be played by a gay guy. That's so crazy. Let's fucking go, boys.
Ripping burps.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Taylor here.
Let's go.
That's too good.
Good stuff, right? Yeah. We have a demi-romantic character. Well, hello. I guess they call me demi-ro.
Let me just Google what that means. Oh,
I described it.
just my luck.
Oh, that's perfect. These people are fuming, right? They're gritting their teeth. Oh, that's so crazy. I'm not binary. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's so great for you. And then she's like looking at the other person, winking at her. And then the one person's just sitting there.
It's the one real non-binary person who knows it's all a scam, but they also can't say anything.
Yeah,
It's kind of a scam too.
Yeah, it's a damn. I wish I thought of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What? Yeah, you just winded. Oh, she goes, you can't just turn non-binary overnight. It's like, how did you do it? Overnight. Fuck. Okay, busted. I usually would give someone like this the benefit of the doubt. People come out with different, at a different time for different reasons, which I completely respect. So that's the thing. She's like basically can't dead name her. She can't do anything, right? She's probably getting in trouble. Like everyone's calling her a bigot. She's like, Taylor. And everyone's like, well, I never.
Yeah.
However, it turns out before I met Taylor, they also wanted to play roles for Latinx people. When turned down, they suddenly came back with a DNA result suggesting their grandmother.
That's amazing. You go to the 23andMe.
And she said that she came back basically saying she's 1/8, somewhat like probably 1/16, I guess, because her grandmother had an affair with someone that was from Brazil and Colombia.
That she learned like from one class to the next.
Yeah.
They go, hey, we got this meaty part for only a Latinx Latinx or whatever. They go, They come back and goes, I've got fantastic news, everybody.
Yeah. Well,
My grandmother was raped by a Latin
That's
fellow.
the old Sean King trick.
Sean King trick, yeah.
Yeah, so she pulled the Sean King trick, right? So that's kind of one of those things. They're like, hey, we got to roll for a native. And you go, fucking nutty. My great-grandmother just found out she boned a chief. So I'd like to be called the chief from now on.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, so from here on out, you're going to call me Big Binary. That's her Indian name. That's her native name.
Two-Spirit.
Yeah, I guess you go with Two-Spirit, right?
Two-Spirits.
That's her rap name.
Three-Spirit.
Like Two-Pack, like Two-Spirit, you know?
Yeah.
She has the bandana on the front, you know what I mean? That's so fucking nuts because I just found out that my mom's a whore.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes the God shines down on you.
God shines down on you, and my mom was taking that Latino dick. Let's go. He's always saying, let's
It's
go.
so crazy, though.
So-
This one gets
So he's gone.
crazy.
Yeah, he's gone non-binary. They've gone non-binary, and then they went to now they went to Latinx, and then
Oh, actually, you know what? I figured this out. Cracked the case on It's a Woman.
of course,
Yeah.
because the hijab.
Yeah.
On a different note, Taylor used to call himself an atheist, and they were offended by statements like thoughts and prayers. Of course, Taylor was offended by thoughts and prayers. Now, Taylor wears a hijab, claims to be Muslim, and posts a lot about their experiences with Islamophobia.
After only being Muslim for a day.
And yeah. So now she's a non-binary Latinx Muslim.
But like, does she keep all the shit? Like, she goes like, are we adding them on? Like, you're getting a new degree, like a new accreditation, or those like, that's the old me. This is
I think
me
all of her
now?
stuff goes together so far because she goes.
I mean,
she
yeah, you
switched
can-
to non-binary, and then she's like, I have
Yeah,
Latinx
you can be
heritage
Latinx and Muslim,
and a
religion.
Muslim.
Yeah.
So she's got a hijab on. She's a non-binary. You go, why are you wearing a hijab if you're not a woman?
No, I don't know.
Right?
The best would be actually if it is a guy.
Dude, how fuck
a guy in a
even
hijab.
better. Yeah. That's
You
even
go, yeah,
funnier.
oh yeah, you've been experiencing some Islamophobia wearing your hijab as a dude, probably from Muslim people.
Yeah.
Muslim men are just like fucking really giving you the gears on the Islamophobia because you're a dude wearing a hijab.
Yeah. I'll tell you what these people like. Jabs and hijabs. Those are their two favorite jabs. What do you think in the order? Do they like hijabs better or jabs better?
Hijab.
Okay, they like hijab first.
Then the jab.
Then the jab second. So she goes and posts a lot about her experiences with Islamophobia. And 2 days ago, she was saying thoughts and prayers. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have this at
There is no God.
Yeah, there is.
And now it's praise be Allah 1 day later. When a meaty part comes out.
the
The
parts
thing
have
is,
to be
we
meaty.
know actors, and
Yeah.
they're crazy, some of them like this. They are this crazy and so hungry for
so
success.
fucking hungry.
And like fame, like they will, it's a classic, like, stab you in the back, cut your throat. Like
actors will do anything.
Yeah.
Because it is a real game like that where that's how you kind of get ahead in those
And they've
things, right?
really made it into this game too, where, before it was like you can just go suck a casting director's dick. And now that's off the table. And now it's just like, hey, it's all identity based.
Yeah. You can't suck a casting director's dick. Your grandmother had to suck a guy's dick at Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly.
So now he's a hijab, right? He's showed up and they're saying like, yeah, I know that you're playing the Mexican farmer, but we also have a part for the person that was not a terrorist and
Yes.
everyone thought they were a terrorist. And then she goes, that is fucking nuts. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, puts the hijab on, ties it up. Let's go. He chugs a beer. Let's go.
No, you can't drink beer. That's haram.
That's true. She probably can't drink beer anymore. So there's basically she's like, there's Islamophobia everywhere now. She's like she's wearing the Mexican outfit, the native outfit.
Yeah, just everything.
She's got the headdress on top of the hijab for a role in a community theater production. That is worth mentioning too, right?
Yeah.
This is a role in like a community theater production no one's gonna see.
Nobody's going to see it. It's all just family and friends.
Yeah, we need a trans person. Let's go. And just chops the dick off on the spot.
I can also play an executioner.
Just putting the music on, like in the background. Yeah, just Indian. Well, I'm also Sikh. Oh, did you see that? Doug Ford.
Oh, yeah.
It's
He
a banger.
posted the Muslim thing. And then
So he posted
or a Sikh
Doug
thing.
Ford, who people always all remember Rob Ford, but Doug Ford was his brother, who's like the governor, but in Ontario, Canada, right? And basically he wished there was like a Muslim holiday, El something.
It's Eid.
Eid, right?
Yeah.
And he posted all these tweets being like, "Love the Sikh community, happy holiday, happy Sikh New Year's or whatever," and it was a Muslim holiday.
Yeah, he goes happy Eid, but he's wearing all the Sikh, like the orange shit.
He wasn't wearing the orange shit.
Yeah, he was.
Really?
He was wearing like the fucking Trudeau with the orange fucking like bandana thing.
No one knew?
Nobody in his thing knew.
Dude, that's
well, you know what it was?
funny.
They probably told him what you're celebrating, and then he kind of crossed wires. And like when he went to tweet it, because
they go, it's the. He goes, yeah, some Indian shit. I got some brown shit. I got it.
Yeah, I got it. Exactly. He goes, it's I love our brown friends.
That's so funny. I didn't know he wore the outfit.
Yeah, he was wearing the orange thing.
Holy
Trudeau
shit!
style.
Showing up.
I don't
with
know.
the wrong
I don't know
outfit.
if I didn't see. I just saw the head. I don't know if.
That's like a Family Guy skit where they're like, "Hey, it's the Indian holiday. What's an Indian holiday? I don't know.
Diwali.
Diwali. Yeah, it's Diwali. And then you show up with your headdress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And you go, honestly, your people. This is stolen land. The whole thing. And they're like, what?
I mean, in his mind, he goes, "I just want to go to the fucking Leafs game."
He just wants to see the fucking Leafs play some puck, right? He wants to go to the cottage on Gay Pride. He skips every Gay Pride to go to the cottage.
100%.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's funnier than I thought.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, he's a gaff machine, as they say.
So that is those guys are the best because they kind of own it. Because he's like, yeah, I'm like a working class kind of guy. You can pull that off a little better than like if you're fucking Mr. Liberal. Like if Justin Trudeau did the wrong holiday, he'd probably get it a little harder.
Oh yeah, well he never would.
Doug Ford's getting it hard, but he's also like, okay.
No, the
what are you
problem
gonna do about
is
it?
Justin Trudeau gets it right, but he just goes way too hard.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like, I mean, he literally just fucking paints his face.
Yeah, exactly. So she also said that she's a cancer survivor. She's in her early 20s. She said she's a cancer.
The next one's insane because then I'm
she
like,
has a heart attack, a rare disorder
where a guy thing.
A heart attack's a guy thing.
I mean, it's more likely to have a heart attack if you're a guy.
Yeah, that is true. Why do you think that is? Because the bigger brain pumps the blood through more?
Precisely.
Bigger heart's more caring, you know?
Yeah.
It's a rare disorder where she cannot eat anything with iron or they faint. Or they. I keep saying she and not
so, several stalker ex-boyfriends.
Several stalker ex-boyfriends. So no, this.
So she's a woman who had in her
chick,
20s who had a heart attack. That must be insanely rare.
So yeah, well,
I mean, obviously it didn't happen.
She didn't.
But,
Yeah, I don't know if you burst your bubble.
But I'm saying,
here.
just for the people,
Danny's fished in like the rest of the acting community
but
theater.
just for the people there, they go, okay, the 23andMe stuff. And
well, you think that they can say stuff like that? Like, well, actually, it's more likely for men to have a heart attack.
But she's
what
like,
the fuck's a man?
I was in the Twin Towers on 9/11 and I survived. You go, you weren't born.
I was in the
You were born in
Holocaust.
2004.
Yeah.
You go, okay.
yeah. I was in World War I.
I fought in the Civil War for the North.
I was in 1812. All the things. Yeah. So now she's had cancer. She's had cancer. She's wearing a Chiefs hat. She's got a hijab on.
But nothing worse. The worst thing is obviously the stalker.
And she's basically turned everything into a one-man show, a one-person show.
One-person show.
Yeah, she's doing so she's like getting all the good roles, and this one person's just thieving because she's sitting there, a measly non-binary, who hasn't even had any stalker ex-boyfriends. Maybe that's why she got into all the costumes because of all the stalker ex-boyfriends. You know what I mean?
To hide.
Yeah, so she
master disguise situation. Turtle.
Yeah, she's also we had an animal role, and turns out she's a turtle. She can play any role. I always like the idea of the actor that can play any gender, race, or religion. Like he's so good, he can play like a 9-year-old man or a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah,
just the ultimate actor. But the convenience of the identity traits is getting cast. She's getting cast in shows. It's a little suspicious to me. So she's just a little suspicious.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like the person who's writing this is a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
you're only a little bit suspicious.
That's what, yeah. I'm a tad suspicious. I don't want to. Again, you can never, you never want to question someo's identity.
Something is afoot here.
Yeah. Imagine going back to this girl's boyfriend and being like, I have a hunch that something's off there, and you gotta be like, are you stupid?
This person who's writing this too is like, after all this shit, probably is flipping through the channels. Tucker Carlson's on, and go, this guy makes some fucking points.
Yeah. To top it all off, they recently posted a status asking people to stop lying about their identity traits for clout. That was my favorite part of the article.
Oh, yeah.
Because So basically, this woman goes into the thing, and she's like,
Close the door behind
someone, well, it's close the door behind you for sure, but also the balls of the one person's like, hey, I have something that I wanted to maybe bring up to the group, and she goes, yeah, me too. Apparently, someone's been lying. I have reason to believe that someone in this group has been. She's got the fucking Chiefs hat on.
This
still.
would be a fucking. This would be good. Incredible.
At this point, she's got like an Irish novelty-sized hand on.
Yeah, dressed as a rabbi, like just every single thing.
I have reason to believe that
every time you cut away, you come back dressed as something totally different.
Someone in our midst. And now I'm not going to point fingers. Points the novelty-sized Irish hand. Every time you cut back, she's got the African hat on.
Yeah, just totally something different.
Now, I don't want to be one to point fingers here.
Cut back, she's got the fucking giant African lip ring, and they're like, I am not.
There's reason to believe that someone in this very group has been lying about their identity. Now, if this person exposes themselves, I don't want to have to. And then they point it out. They go, it's the original girl that wrote the article, and everyone goes, get her out of here.
Definitely got the wrong person. He goes, now that we got that bigot out of here, let's rehearse.
Now that we got that bigot out here, I will be auditioning for the role of baby number 3.
Oh, it's some good
So
shit.
that was
some fucking good.
And she goes, do you think some of these things may be true? They're probably lies, but I feel like I should address this. So, no, she should never address this ever. And this person is a hero.
Yeah.
So,
And I imagine this person runs this theater company. They're starring.
That's true. Going to take a quick second here to tell us about our friends, a good old Canadian company that's helping you quit smoking, called Fume. If you haven't heard about them yet, you want to get into the game. If you want to quit smoking, you want to quit vaping, I'm a big Fume guy. They're fun. They're these little pipes. If you're a current smoker, it's probably hard. If you're a past smoker and you want to just get something in that mouth phallically,
They are legit fun.
it's time for you to check out Fume. So it's a natural inhaler designed for better, safer, and natural way to quit cigarettes. No smoke, no vape, no nicotine replacement for the hand and mouth habit of smoking. And the handcrafted wooden inhalers use the cores infused with plant oils and studied to curb cravings. And they have flavors like peppermint and conker with minty notes to simulate menthol cigarettes, and other flavors like cozy chai, lemon berry bliss for a little bit of a sweeter experience. And all of the flavors are 100% natural, no harmful chemicals, no artificial flavors, and absolutely no nicotine. So I use them when I'm editing. This is my editing stance. I do this. I have the mouse here. I edit like a fat slob. So you see me at the old office here, right? I edit like in a very fat slobby.
You're the fucking the meme. You're like the South Park guy.
I edit like the South Park guy games.
South Park
Yeah,
guy,
like a real fat gross slob. My belly's out a little bit, but I'm fuming. Yeah. But you're not smoking. That's the different. Quitting is tough, but Fume can help. They got thousands of 5-star reviews. I've been telling friends about it. And if you fly, you can still use them on the airport, which is a huge difference maker for a lot of people that are trying to quit smoking. Those big airport things are a problem for you, and you don't have to wear your mask, so you can fume now out in the open. Yeah, blow it in people's faces, but there's nothing to blow, right? So they go, "Did you just blow smoke in my face?" You go, "No, that's a little bit of a magic trick."
No, I didn't.
So
mind your
whether
business.
mind your business, whether you're an ex-smoker who struggles with cravings, Fume is the perfect tool for you. Head to breathefume.com/boyscast. Use the promo code boyscast to save 10% off your entire order. They send you a little bundle with a bunch of stuff. 10% off your entire order when you head to breathefume.com/boyscast and use the code boyscast. Quit naturally with Fume with the code boyscast to save 10% at breathefume.com/boyscast. Yeah. Just actually, before we move on, sometimes I go through the New York Post articles or whatever.
Yeah.
And they always make me laugh, like the extent to which they're close to smut. Like they're often,
They're
and sometimes they
tabloid.
do
They're
real
borderline
stuff. I guess
tabloid.
like at
But they do have
most
some,
places, but they get close to
They also
alien
have
baby
super
sometimes. You know
clickbaity
what I mean?
headlines where you click on the headline, you go, "Oh, this is nothing like the headline."
Gotcha.
Like they just fake kind of.
But I just thought this headline, I was chuckling to myself for 4 hours about it. So basically, I'm not even going to go through the article, but basically, a Guns N' Roses drummer said in an interview that he knocked out Dave Coulier once, right?
The drummer for Guns N' Roses.
Drummer from Guns N' Roses once said that he knocked out Dave Coulier at John Stamos' wedding. And the headline was losing his cool.
Wouldn't that be if Dave Coulier did the punching?
That's why I love it. It doesn't work. Like losing his cool. What do you mean? Like he lost him when he punched him?
Yeah.
So isn't that great?
Yeah,
like
well.
so the headline is losing his cool, and then Dave Coulier lost his cool. Like no, someone else lost his cool and punched Dave Coulier. Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's fucking.
That's the kind of. Yeah, so anyways, there's nothing more to it than that, but it just made me laugh for half an hour. I'm just like, it doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't matter though.
Losing is cool.
More importantly is the people who probably like they got 400 retweets. You know.
Yeah.
People being like, yeah, he did fucking lose his cool.
Yeah, Dave Coulier lost his cool after he got punched, I guess.
Yeah, and then people are probably telling your friends, yo, you hear Dave Coulier punch out the drummer for Guns N' Roses?
That's what you'd think when you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when Hunter Collins, like maybe 8 years ago, a comedian from Toronto, posted a collage of every local paper doing articles on comedians saying is no laughing matter.
Amazing,
So-
I know.
So
It's like a total NPC.
yeah, there was it was like kind of when they post the NPC articles, but there was 85 different articles or whatever it was from all the different newspapers of the Kinmount Herald,
Yeah.
and it says for so and so comedy's no laughing matter.
I know, every single one is no laughing matter.
But telling jokes is no laughing matter. Or it'll be a charity thing, like he's doing a fundraiser for polio, and although it's comedy, it's this fundraiser is no laughing.
I mean, I'll give credit to the first person who ever came up with
no
that.
laughing matter is okay.
Solid, amazing. They go, holy shit.
Yeah.
They probably were like, someone's done this before.
Yeah.
Nobody's done this.
You're kidding me? I'm the first no.
They
laughing
probably like, I
matter
might get a
comedy
fucking
article.
Pulitzer Prize for this.
Yeah. So Chappelle got,
Yeah.
The comedians are,
In the
and-
scope.
Oh, we're in the scope right now.
We're in the
And this
scope.
guy got on the stage, tried to tackle him, real crappy.
The crazy one too is you're like, this wasn't at a club. This was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
How do you fucking get on there?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you can get up, right? If you just, I've been at concerts where there's tons of security, but if you find the right hole, you can pop up there, I guess.
Yeah. Have you actually? There's been a few things in the last round of the NBA playoffs at Minnesota versus Memphis, and there was like 3 different chicks on 3 different nights who got on the court. One of them chained themselves, and then one of them tried to super glue their hand to the court.
Really?
Yeah, she basically got
That's
down.
hilarious.
She goes
Like,
and she puts her hand on the court.
What was her end goal?
They have some
Was
protest.
it to be funny or a protest?
No, protest.
Oh, then
Yeah.
now it's crappy
Chicks
again.
aren't doing stuff like that to be funny.
Yeah, you're right. Chicks never do anything to be funny, eh?
No, they're doing that. No, I mean they're just that stuff is.
You're
trying to
right.
sense that
Anytime
message.
someone does something wacky like that as a prank, it's a fucking dude.
Yeah. Well, it's
Closest
prank
is like Chair Girl.
naked and yeah, no, they're like naked and they're doing something wacky, getting tackled,
So she tried to super glue her hand.
and it did not work at all. They just picked her up. And
What was it for?
I think some.
She wanted,
animal. I think an animal,
No, they wanted to,
like a PETA. In
Oh,
that realm,
animals.
something sort of animal, something. But then the one did chain herself, and it did cause a huge delay because I was watching the Raptors playoff game that night, and the TV feed for that started like 45 minutes late because there was this huge delay in that game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Because
that
the
was
chain,
for
that was the
comedy
smart
purpose,
one.
I
You do the
respect
chain,
it.
they go, okay, we got to go get bolt cutters and
Hit her with them.
yeah. Imagine they just hit her with them and then just leave her body.
Okay.
This is the message for everyone.
Yeah,
Be like,
we need
you
the
want to do
bolt
that?
cutters.
We're gonna play a fucking game while she just bleeds out right here.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really. It was just interesting because the protester got fucking murked. So it was kind of a win for comedy. It was,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
sending a message out there.
Weird choice of
Protester
weapon,
got
too.
murked up.
A knife that looked like a gun. Apparently,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
a gun.
But they didn't
then
even
you
use
press
it because
he
he tried
used
to
it-
tackle him.
Yeah, but then I guess you like press the button, then a knife comes out of the gun. Which you're like,
Yeah.
why would you just have a knife?
And Chappelle got to do what everyone was saying Chris Rock did, where he made some good jokes after. Like he
Yeah.
said the obvious stuff, like it was
Well,
probably
he
a
also
trans
didn't
person,
get,
or he said it was Will Smith and all this Childish.
Yeah.
Sort
Well,
of
no, Chris Rock did the Will Smith. He goes, Chris Rock said was that Will Smith, and then he got so Chris Rock kind of got to
he
make
got
amends.
to make his amends.
Yeah, he got to go. Was that Will
Chris
Smith?
Rock was next.
Will Smith, yeah, was on stage. Came on stage and goes, "Was that Will Smith?"
Oh, that's
And
a
then-
banger. That's good for him.
That's good
for
him. He got to make
him.
amends, but also, yeah, it wasn't the same for Chappelle just because it wasn't Will Smith. It was just some deranged person.
Yeah, but Chappelle got to say it was the trans protesters, whatever. So everyone got it.
Everybody got it.
That
And
was
he
a win
fine.
for comedy in that scenario.
Yeah, comedy got. Yeah, win for comedy, a loss for security.
That's exactly
Security.
what it
There's the security circles, like everything has like a fucking.
was. Security.
Everything
circles,
has
yeah.
like a fucking, like their Reddits and stuff, and security Reddit goes, "This is a fucking shameful day for us, guys. If you're fucking in security,
Hang up your pepper spray.
yeah. If you're in security and you think this shit's okay, this is making us look real bad."
Basically, yeah, they all they put their walkie-talkies at half volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solidarity.
There's a lot of like fucking security like profiles getting changed to fucking.
There was oh shit. So in solidarity with the abortion stuff, we decided to do the talk about toxic masculinity. But BuzzFeed's up to their old tricks, and Vice is shutting down. By the way, did you see that?
They're shutting down?
No, they're trying to sell off all the parts.
Yeah,
or
I saw
whatever,
that.
'cause They're
They're
just bleeding money or
Yeah,
whatever.
I saw that.
So I think I might do another video with all. Okay, so I was looking at, I did the video I got fired from Vice or whatever,
of course.
but I wanted to do another video, like kind of a sequel to that, about all the stuff they've been doing recently, because it was essentially, saying that they're going to shut down and I'm going to lose my job. So I was going through a lot of the Vice articles, and they had. I've talked about a few of them here or whatever, but one of the things when you're doing a bit where it's kind of like this, and you hit on it. So I was going to put like 8 in a row, but I found without working that hard, like 8 articles that were all around the vein of not gay, but I boned a bunch of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love the idea of just doing that, the good work that I've been doing. And it's all the articles are about like how I'm straight, but how straight men are actually sucking dick, right? And then the articles that I was thinking about writing, like how I went to an orgy with 95 guys, but I'm still actually probably the straightest guy I know. And it's like, I'm married to a dude right now just for fucking.
Is this gay?
Yeah, but it's actually not gay. Why straight men are getting gay married and living with the guy and having sex with him every night?
Do you think at Vice they have the level of awareness where they go like, maybe we shouldn't have done that, or are they like, what's going on? I don't get it.
No, I think some people have.
Or they go like, yeah, see,
Well, do you want to know?
abortion.
Do you want to know the actual answer to that?
Yeah.
This is what I think. I think the people at the high end have already been paid out on all those things.
Oh.
They knew that this was like a temporary wave they're riding, and most of the smart ones got paid out of any stock that they owned and stuff like that, or at least half.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I mean, they're big corporations on them. Apparently,
Shane Smith made a ton of money. Like
yeah,
a lot
Shane
of these,
Smith he made his money 10 years ago.
So a lot of these people made all their money or have used these big positions to leave while they saw the ship
But I
sinking.
think like Disney
Young people with
owns-
the mind virus are they're just soldiers. You know.
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. The mind virus people, like, are they kind
No,
of
they're
like,
soldiers.
what's
They're
going-
the people out there, fighting the war.
I guess
After
they just- yeah,
they're
they go
the people
blame-
that fighting the war where it's like the olden days where they didn't know the war was over 6 months ago.
Yeah, yeah. And they're just blaming the culture. They go like, it's just everybody's wrong, kind of.
Well, racism's so high that racism won. is
yeah,
kind of what they
racism won,
said.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I know Disney owns like 20% of it. And
I didn't know that either until I started looking into this, which was
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Yeah, that's not a good purchase for Disney.
Hell no.
Do you think we could set up a tier?
Be
for
better
the,
off with one more roller
Do
coaster.
you think we could set up a tier for the Patreon where if we hit it, we'll buy Vice?
Yeah, a lot of people were tagging me saying that I should buy it.
What do you think the fucking?
I turned Vice into just like fucking straight up for the boys publication.
That would be amazing. Probably be successful.
Yeah, that'd be funny stuff. But they said straight men are. Well, anyways, that's why I was bringing that up, because they go straight men are sharing the weird things they were told not to do because it's gay, and it's only further proof of just how archaic fragile masculinity is, right?
Yeah.
And this is none of them prove that, by the way.
None of them. They're just nonsense.
They go. Also, there was a super gay like Trump guy at the thing that at the shows this weekend in Tampa, which were super fun.
Yeah.
San Diego next weekend, but there was a super gay Trump guy, and I had a pretty good bit of him when I was saying he wanted Trump to build the wall and then put a glory hole in it.
That's funny.
Not bad, right?
Well, what made him super gay? Like was he wearing like a MAGA hat?
No, he had. I don't know. JJ was talking to him and found out that he was gay or whatever, and he was with her. I don't know, super gay that he was.
But I'm like wondering, like, was he like in a like, was he in like a rhinestone MAGA hat kind of thing, or like?
I mean, mostly just the boning dudes part.
That'll do it.
I think he had the accent. And he was,
and
his boyfriend. He was sitting on his lap blowing him during the show. Is that enough for you, Danny?
Yeah. What accent? Southern.
Yeah. Also, there's another thing with that Madison Cawthorn guy, which was making me think how stupid people are. Where basically they were saying there was he's the wheelchair guy, right? And then basically there was all these people were saying that he's actually gay, and it was like a scandal because they found all these basically leaked Venmo requests with his buddy, and all the Venmo.
Well, there's also a photo of him wearing lingerie, and
yeah, but all of it was a joke.
Yeah,
like all of the stuff was, dude. Every one of my Venmo requests is something.
No, the Venmo
request
for sure, but the other ones are like I guess with the lingerie stuff. That's what it started.
Yeah, but okay. So I still think that was just him being a bro, kind of like being funny or whatever. Mm-hmm. But even if not, people were posting the Venmo requests like, gotcha. And it was just like every guy who's funny sends a funny Venmo request.
Yeah. That's
like anytime I send anyone any money, unless it's like something where I don't want to screw up their taxes, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Like
but it's always like payment for keeping the secret that you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
like really on the nose. You go, not even, you go, for payment for not telling your parents.
Restitution for what your people have been through, brackets gay. Brackets homos. Well, they were like, money for the quickie at the airport or whatever. But these are what proves their toxic masculinity. One, I rejected a girl's advances, and then she said I must suck dick more than her. I told her we're equal at about 0, so boom. And yeah, but you go, well, that she basically, so this girl stole the guy's line of being like probably a lesbian then. And on top of that, so a girl calling a guy gay proves that our masculinity is fragile.
These things don't generally make too much sense.
When I was a kid, my dad called me a sissy because I cut a sandwich diagonally. So what do you think? That's gay or not gay?
No, that gives you more surface area.
A lot of old school gay. Like I wouldn't do that. I'd say it might be a little girly man if you cut it into squares like a kid.
No, girly man is when you cut the crust off.
Girly man's cutting the crust off.
Yeah, if you cut the crust off, you go like, oh, this guy's a little light in the loafers, huh?
I remember when I was growing up, my dad, I remember specifically, it sticks with me, that we were at the hockey game, and the ref had really puffy hair, and he goes, when they have puffy hair, you know they're gay.
I have puffy hair.
It was drilled into me at a young age that the guys with puffy hair are gay.
Huh.
Isn't that funny? And now that I think about it, I'm like, what gay guy's puffy hair?
Also, you had puffy hair.
No, that's curly hair.
But it was pretty puffy.
I guess it was.
You always used to do this.
I think he's talking about more of like I think in his mind it's like the 80s flock of
sort of that puffy. Kind of puffy. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Kind of. I don't know. You told me a puffy haircut was gay. I don't know.
90s were a wild time.
Yeah, so I don't think puffy hair is gay, but I don't also think that okay, we say you're a little light. So that's what I was. My whole thing was I think we decide if they're actually gay or not.
Yeah.
I was saying that cutting you hit it the nail on the head. Cutting the crust off is a little light in the loafers.
Yeah, but diagonally, that's just a smart way to cut a sandwich.
She goes, our masculinity is fragile because I sang a Lily Allen song during karaoke, and people said that was gay or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I think this falls into the category of not, because they also said another one was use a straw. So I used a straw, and people say you're gay. So that,
you know what's funny? They go, I used a straw, and he goes, I was drinking boba tea. And I go, yeah, boba tea's pretty gay. A little straw
gay.
Not.
Straw's not gay, but there is guys that have said that, like I'm so straight, I'm not gonna, that's like a black guy thing where I don't use a straw because I don't want to.
If you drink with the straw with your tongue out, that's gay.
So you again, Danny's hit the nail on the head again, because in my opinion, it is not about how you do the straw, or it's not about what if you do the straw. It's about how you do the straw.
Like if you do it like this, we go. That's gay.
Yeah,
that's
exactly
very
right.
Provocative way of
And then the same with Lily Allen. If you're kind of singing Lily Allen, ironically, big burly guy, and you're like, and he makes me smile. You're having fun. Now you're a fun guy.
Yeah.
But if you're up there and you're just in it.
Yeah.
If you're singing Christina Aguilera karaoke and you are in it. Unless you are just
You're not even reading the words. Like you go, do you need help with the words? You go, nah.
At first, it seems down for a while. Like if you're doing that, and then it makes me smile. It makes me smile. You're telling, if you do that, that's Lily Allen. So if you're doing that, so I would say anytime any guy does this, it's a little light in the loafers is great. Like if you do the hand thing where you're kind of doing the notes.
Yeah.
If you plug one ear,
plug one ear, but you actually have nothing on either side. Yeah, for sure.
Well, so any breathy singing. So if you're singing like the Whitney Houston, like, and I will always love you. If you sing it like that, but if you start getting breath involved, you go, and I will any breathy singing.
Yeah,
I would say, and let's not even say gay. I would just say
we can't.
Little feminine. Yeah, little feminine. Where you go, if your boy, who is, Mr. fucking athlete, gets on stage and he starts like, snapping while he's singing Spice Girls.
Oh, for sure.
It's a little different than, him and the boys singing Spice Girls because it's funny. Mm-hmm. If you're singing a really feminine song, it's inherently kind of funny.
Yeah, that's generally the point why you pick it.
Right. Unless you're like, no, I'm dead serious.
What are you guys laughing at?
So tell me what you want. I wanna. Yeah, you're the guy that does that. You and your friend are the synchronous. I wanna. And you're doing. Yeah. It can get a little.
And you're arguing about who gets to be Scary Spice and who gets to be Posh Spice, and you want to be Posh Spice.
And then
that's a red flag.
Yeah. Well, you might be rude.
Yeah, he might be.
Yeah, so if you're going to say that, I mean, I don't think it's that crazy where if I saw a guy doing that, I go, oh, your buddy's gay.
Yeah.
And I bet you I'd be right a lot of the times. That's the thing these people never want to admit, that you go, okay, well, what if we're right, though? Using a straw. Not a straight man, but back in my bartending days, I asked a man if he wanted to see a dessert menu. He was like, if I wanted dessert, I'd order wings like a real man.
Yeah.
So I think that... that's the first one where you go, if you're ordering wings for dessert, it's a little fragile masculinity.
That is, that's, if I'll have some dessert, give me a 32-ounce ribeye, please. You had a 64-ounce ribeye for dinner. I go, did you not hear me?
Yeah, I want dessert. Yeah,
so you're really compensating for something here. Huh?
You're definitely compensating a little bit at the very
least.
Or for dessert.
You're Jordan Peterson.
You can only.
You might be like, oh yeah, I'm on the carnivore diet. What's your
that leads
problem?
to my second question: is dessert inherently a little girly?
I mean, no.
No.
Well,
yeah, because you.
Well, I mean,
you didn't like that question.
Well, I'm fucking Dolly Parton over here.
I forgot how much of a dessert boy you were. See, I almost never order dessert.
I don't actually.
The most I do
like
is take a bite of the girls.
I don't order dessert very often, but I like dessert.
No, yeah, you do.
I do like dessert, but I don't know.
You order it. I feel like you're the type of fruitcake that goes to a separate place just for the dessert.
No. Definitely don't do that.
Because you heard about this the To Die For spot.
No, that's more JJ.
Across town.
That's more JJ.
Oh, there's this To Die For spot we can get dessert on the Upper West Side.
No, not like that. I will go somewhere far for a meal, and then ideally they have dessert there, and then sometimes I'll get it if I'm not too stuffed.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not against dessert.
Stuffed with dicks.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not against dessert. I usually just stuff my face with the main and then.
Well, ordering wings like a real man, we'll give them one there. We say masculinity is a little fragile.
Yeah, you're that's a compensation there.
The one time at summer camp, this guy who'd just been swimming in the lake told me you could tell how cold the water was by looking at how hard his nipples were. But don't stare too long, he said, because that's gay. You were the one who told me to look in the first place. So that's basically like a scene from MacGruber.
Yeah, I don't get who's gay in this scenario.
Well, the guy's it's me saying to you, hey, you can tell how cold it is. Look at my nipples. And then goes, hey, don't stare too long. So we'd have to have more information on that one. If I was like, oh, you can tell, look how hard my nipples are. You can tell how cold it is. And then you stared for like 4 or 5 seconds. I'd go, okay, I think you saw it.
Yeah.
And then he goes, what? You told me, you gave me permission to look.
Yeah.
This is just a weird interaction between weirdos. Doesn't prove anything.
They had sex that night.
Playing as a female video game character, I'd say, is a little guy.
Yeah, sometimes I played as Princess in Mario Kart, but...
Yeah, and also at Mortal Kombat, you might be like Sonya or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes you get stuck with them. I mean, I'm not playing fucking as...
But if your go-to's a girl, not a guy, it's a little
Yeah, there's questions to be asked.
Right. If you're... what? It's just... Because usually...
they actually use in the thing, it is Princess, too, in Mario Kart.
Yeah. Okay. So not gay.
Yeah, not gay.
Not gay. Not gay. Not gay.
Not gay.
And the last one. I was told using the word assumption made me gay. So that has the word ass in it, so it is gay. So moving on.
Yeah. I mean, you forgot the turn signals, which is insane.
This guy thought big words might make me intellectual in his mind. Intellectual equals gay. So assumption's not a big word. So
yeah.
that one's just stupid.
That's when you know you're dealing with dumb people.
Yeah.
Because that is a dumb guy thing to be like, oh, that's fucking gay. And you go, oh, you think assumption's a big word, huh?
Yeah, assumption. Oh, Mr. Harvard professor. And then you had one. What did you say?
Using turn signals.
Using turn signals is gay?
It goes, using turn signals, and not as some sort of euphemism, which it's not a euphemism. Nobody's been like, hey, you hear the fucking Jerry over here uses turn signals.
If you know, catch my drift.
If you know what I mean, he likes to turn signal.
If you catch, yeah. Picking up what I'm putting down.
But he goes, but literally using them while driving to turn or change lanes.
I will say to you, I was never the hugest turn signal guy.
Yeah, I use them occasionally.
I've also crashed a ton.
Yeah. The best is the
failed my driver's license 5 times.
Me too, actually. The best is the comment though, and it goes, someone's comment to this. And he goes, "What? So not breaking the law is gay?"
Oh, that comment a little light in the loafers, buddy.
A little sassy.
No, they have the Ministry of Truth now to decide who's gay. Yeah. They need like a Ministry of like gay to decide who's gay. They make a list, like an old
just a master list.
They have a master list.
Every gay American. And once you get on that list, it is not easy to get off.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with rights or anything. All it is just like we're just it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a positive list, if anything, and you're like, I'm not gay, though. You go, why? What's the problem? It's a good thing to be on there.
I wonder if they
should have thought that before you sang that Lily Allen song.
Yeah, I wonder if they're like, fuck, it's not good. Everybody keeps calling it the Ministry of Truth. They don't like it.
What?
Well, it's not called it's the Disinformation Governance Board, but the Ministry of Truth is from 1984 or whatever. But they're probably like, fuck, people keep calling it the Ministry of Truth.
Well, it's pretty close.
Yeah, no, I know that, but
they were idiots with the Disinformation Governance Board. What are they doing?
I have no idea.
People that have been wrong. This is what I wanted to do a video about that one, that they were wrong. They've been wrong. The people that, it's like.
I mean, the head of it literally.
They've been wrong tons and tons of times.
She said that the Hunter Biden laptop was
She had an okay
Russian.
Excuse for that one.
Well, she said she was live tweeting.
I'm not saying it's.
Fucking Ryan doesn't want to get on the bad side of the Disinformation Governance Board.
I'm not saying it's true or not true what she's saying. I'm just saying, as far as excuses go. That's not the worst excuse. But whatever, the government's either way, who's the fucking arbiter of truth? I mean, who do we even need to say? Yeah, exactly. But that's why I mean, obviously, like, what she's going to be like, she's going to be the arbiter of mainstream consensus.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to fucking be.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick second here to tell you about Keeps. Get that full head of hair. Maybe you got a mop. Maybe you got a, you want a mullet that you don't want turned into a skullet. Maybe you want to keep them off. Maybe you got a bowl cut that you don't want to be a bowl with a hole.
No. I knew one of those once.
A lot of people are experiencing, 2 out of 3 men will experience some sort of hair loss by the time they're 35. Do you know that?
No.
Everyone. I mean, even if you're not going fully bald, you're all thinning.
Yeah.
No guy at 60 has as much hair as he did when he was 20.
No, I actually noticed my father. He had a good head of hair, but it's getting a little thin up there.
Yeah, when he was underneath you and you're looking down from up top.
I go, Dad.
Has anyone ever told you?
Has anybody ever told you that? No. Take out your dentures, please.
Take out your dentures. Shit. 2 out of 3 men will experience more than 50 million men in the U.S. suffer from male pattern baldness. So this is no laughing matter and stuff that girls can relate to, They don't know what it's like to have to lose it.
Girls have thinner hair, too.
Yeah, a few girls do, but this is a man's product. Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitor, and the big thing is it's cheap. So there's only 2 FDA-approved medications that can prevent hair loss, and Keeps offers both versions. It offers a simple, affordable, and stress-free way to keep your hair alive. And you do a convenient virtual consultation with the doctor, which is way better than going in. And every 3 months, they just deliver it to you. 24/7 care support, if you want to call them at any time. Network of medical professionals, prescribers, and care specialists that make your hair care goals a reality. Treatment start at only $10 a month, which is 1,000 times. I don't know, 1,000 times. But I guess these ones, when they're medical, you have to be pretty careful about saying the wrong thing. But it is like cheaper than the other ones.
$10 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly
treatment started just
great
$10
value.
a month. Keeps offers generic versions, 2 FDA-approved medications to prevent hair loss. So that's going to be a lot cheaper than when it falls out and you got to transplant it back in. I'll tell you that much.
Hell yeah, I got to go to Turkey to do that shit.
Exactly, like a turkey.
Like a turkey.
Treatment.
Like a turkey.
Like a turkey. Typically half the cost of pharmacy prices. So there you go. Has everything you need for your hair needs. Prevention is key. Remember, treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so you want to act as fast as possible. When it comes to your hair, save more, spend less. If you are ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/boyscast to receive your first month of treatment free. Keeps.com/boyscast to get your first month free. Keeps.com/boyscast. Okay, this is the best Reddit we've had in a while. Am I a starseed? So 5 or 6 different people messaged me being like, you have to check this out. And me and Danny did a deep dive on starseeds.
This is, by the way, if you ever go to a fucking Fish or Grateful Dead concert, they're
all starseeds.
A lot of starseeds.
So starseeds, if you want to know what they are, starseeds are highly advanced spiritual beings and souls that originated from distant planets, solar systems, and galaxies, typically far from Earth. So it's kind of women are from Venus, right?
Yeah.
But they've made a thing where they go, I'm just like, I'm just like a wacky old soul. They've decided that, well, the thing about me is I was actually a soul from a different galaxy that was sent here, and I don't even belong here.
Yeah.
And they said there's 77 million starseeds on Earth right now. So it's, and they go, can you believe it's only that low? And they go, okay, quite a few starseeds.
Let me guess. None of them are in China.
No, all the starseeds are in
How many
San Francisco.
how many starseeds are in like the Middle East? Oh, 0? That's weird.
They're all in Portland.
How many are in Africa? 0. Weird.
It's crazy. There's no
Crazy
starseeds
that there's
there,
no starseeds at all.
Well, they would argue that they
An
probably
entire
don't know that they're
continent.
starseeds.
Oh, okay.
I guess,
Fair
right?
enough. Yeah.
Because I'm
Well,
not.
then how did they get the number? I guess it was beamed to them. They go, there's 77 million of your brothers and sisters on Earth. Go find them.
I have no idea how they got that number. That's a pretty good point. Where are they coming up with their starseed statistics? I guess maybe they take Portland and then they have how many people self-identify as starseeds. they times that number by the population of the world.
Yeah.
So these evolved souls carry a multitude of wisdom within, along with special abilities and gifts. So it's kind of a girl being like, he's like, why are you fucking doing all this stuff? It's like, well, yeah, I'm from a different planet, so yeah, I'm not going to fit into your system. You know what I mean? Hey, could you clean up the house? You go, yeah, well, as they're grumbling, like on my planet, you know.
You wouldn't fucking dare tell me that on my fucking planet.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to never tell me if it wasn't my home planet. Hey, you've been dragging dirt all over the floor. You go, yeah, well, where I'm from, we don't even have floors.
Yeah,
So
fucking everything's dirt there, so fuck.
Hey, could you? You don't know how to use this computer program very good, eh? Or at your job, you're like, hey, we really need you to learn this. It's like a fucking this prehistoric program.
Yeah.
We're using light beams. Where I come from.
Yeah,
It's like me playing Pong right now.
Yeah, these people don't work.
These evolved souls carry a multitude of wisdom. It's estimated there's 78 million here on Earth, less than 1% of the Earth's population. So about, 1 in 150 people is starseeds kind of situation. Within the small number, though, they are believed to be more than 19 different types of starseed and starseed beings. So there's starseeds right and left according to these people. And then, so this is the article I'm reading about what starseeds. Then we'll go through some of the starseeds comments. But so we have to find out if me and Danny are starseeds because they give you a test to find out if you're starseeds.
I've been to a Fish concert. I'm not a starseed.
You don't think you're a starseed?
No.
According to this test, basically anyone who takes the test is a starseed.
Oh, okay. As the ones that
the
I
test
can,
is incredible.
Generally, you can tell just by looking at someone if they're a starseed.
Do you ever feel like you don't even belong on this planet? It's all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. So have you ever experienced homesickness?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, either have I really. But if you experience, you never to Toronto? You've never kind of missed Toronto?
I like going back.
You never missed it? You never missed your friends in Toronto or family in Toronto or anything like that?
But not homesick. Not homesick. No, not really. I'm not like homesick. I've been like,
well, you're not sick. Like,
well, some people are like fucking crying in tears, being like, I want to go home.
I miss my mom.
That's how I define homesickness. I'm like, I want to go home. I hate this.
The only time I've ever felt that probably is if I'm really, really cold. Like, let's say you agree to go, like, snowshoeing or something like that, and you're, like, 2 miles into the forest, and it just gets so cold and windy, and you're just like, yeah, I think I'm homesick. This is what homesickness is? Because I don't like being out here.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Close.
Okay, so if anyone who feels homesick,
so Ryan's a bit of more of a starseed than me.
I guess I'm more of a starseed.
Check
well,
for Ryan.
He sounds like you're the complete opposite of a starseed, where you're just like, I'm basically a robot that was designed here.
I am.
Yeah. Okay, so if you love extraterrestrial shows and programming, you ever listen to Aliens? You ever watch
I like
Aliens?
Coast to Coast.
Do you like Aliens vs Predators? The
No,
movie?
No,
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I like Coast to Coast.
What
though.
about the Jetsons? Did you like that?
No.
Okay.
I like Coast
What
to
about
Coast. Coast to Coast
What
is
about
extra stressful.
Ghostbusters? Did you like Ghostbusters?
I had when I was 6 years old. I had the plastic Ghostbusters backpack.
Starseed.
Yeah.
Starseed.
Starseed.
Busted.
Busted.
So if you love extraterrestrial shows and programming, you might be a Starseed. So that's why it's like you're basically watching, you never watched X-Files or anything like that?
A little bit.
Oh,
little bit.
Mr.
Not super,
Starseed.
not super into it, but I like X-Files. Yeah. I saw some
Mm.
episodes. But more importantly, I've watched Coast to Coast, which is like they listen to Coast to Coast. They talk about that show all the time.
So now we find out that Denny is a Starseed, and they
I'm
said,
a Starseed.
yeah. I can't think of a good Star song.
I mean, I just did the
Starseeds.
best one.
What's
so.
that one?
The Weekend.
Oh, that's
I'm a Starseed.
wait. He has a song called "I'm a
No,
Starseed."
Star Boy, but
I'm a Starseed. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not coming up with anything good.
Nothing coming. I kind of got the best one.
You kind of nailed it. That's a real Starseed move of you to have the best Starseed.
Beat me down the best song.
Beat me down.
I'm a Starseed. Done and done.
Okay. If you're empathetic, so do you find yourself having empathy, or do you like to see animals getting tortured?
I guess I could be
Oh,
empathetic.
he's 2 for 3 on the Starseed chart right now.
Uh-oh.
So this is this chart where they make girls do a survey. They go, "Are you consider yourself empathetic?"
Yeah, this is Scientology for women right here. They go, hey, we'll just fill out the thing.
You're
and you
a
go,
Starseed.
these are really vague.
If you're empathetic, you might be a star.
Are they vague? They seem pretty specific, actually.
If you're empathetic and sometimes feel homesick, you might be a Starseed.
Oh, this is the
Freedom seeker.
Of course.
So if you're a freedom seeker,
I am a freedom seeker.
Did you love vax mandates, or did you not? Were
I
you
love
against them?
Love freedom.
He doesn't want to be called a Starseed. But this is funny one because it almost puts a little bit of a damper because obviously this stuff was sort of old school hippie freedom. I'm just like a free gal, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be locked down to a job, for example, right?
Yeah.
And then you'd say to them, you'd be like, "Oh, so you agree that maybe the vax mandates are?" And they go,
No.
"Oh, no, I like the vax mandates." And you go, "Oh, I guess you're just not a Starseed."
No, but that's the whole thing. That was the bizarre thing about this all
I
was
know.
that it was the hippies and the right wing people were like,
right.
we agree
But
because
some
of
hippies,
this.
yes, but hippies were at a crossroads where they had to decide whether they became, kind of a freedom person or they became like a government loving hippie.
Yeah, but they weren't though. That's what I'm saying. That's
Some
how
of them went
That's
either
how
way.
so many went so right. Like,
Do you think most deadheads were all like pretty?
I'm sure some of them got vaxxed because they're just like for whatever reason, but I'm sure they're not like, yeah, we need to fucking. I mean, some of them for sure were.
Gotcha.
But there's like the real hippies were like, they're
Well,
anti-vax to
okay,
begin
but there's
with.
also like the live, laugh, love people that would be into be calling themselves Starseeds. And it's just funny
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
they're not a Starseed because they don't have freedom people.
That's true.
You've had a triggering major trauma life event, which doesn't even make sense. Why would that make you a Starseed? That
Well,
like I
because
was
if you're
beat up when I was younger.
but if you're a woman, then you've had many of those just by design.
Well, yeah, I guess
being
so,
alive.
right? But yeah, you're right. This is like some fortune teller bullshit. Where
It's
like,
it's cold reading, like, dude. Oh, your intuition is strong. Like again, like you're intelligent and love learning. So
You like
so
holistic
what? Someone
remedies.
goes, no, I'm not intelligent. I hate learning.
yeah.
It's like there's no option of a different answer.
You like babies, children, and animals, and they like you back. So girls are starseeds. You're fascinated with astrology. You're into conspiracy theories. So that's another one where you'd have to say your average live, laugh, love girl isn't a starseed anymore.
Yeah, they're not starseeds.
You're vegetarian or vegan. You feel drawn to crystals, and you read about starseeds.
This
So
is
we just
fucking-
read about it. So
Dude, go to a lot of a fish show or something, or like Bonnaroo. Some shit. This is fucking. There's a million of these. There might be 77 million actually. Now that you say it.
he's 77
Now that we
million
talk about it,
starseeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun to have your significant other believe that she's from a different planet.
Weird that do they have dreadlocks on here? Nasty dreadlocks. 'Cause
You
that's one.
sport nasty
Or do you get them
dreadlocks,
after you
non-traditional hairstyles,
Or do you
yeah.
get them after you realize that you're a
Yeah, after
starseed?
you realize you're a starseed, it's that.
Yeah.
Earth is the only place where you get sent to a mental. So this is a Reddit thread. So this person has a bit of a beef that she's airing out to some of the other Starsword. Earth is the only place where you can get sent to a mental hospital for having psychic powers, and you're a starseed. So this person's in a mental hospital right now tweeting. They don't even realize that I'm a starseed
I know.
because I have my
It's funny
psychic
too because you go,
powers.
hey, they gave you 20 opportunities to just prove your psychic powers. If you could just She goes, I can't do it on command like that.
It's not on command.
Yeah, it's on command.
She's
just do some
She's in
thing.
the courtroom and she's like, ma'am, if you do you really believe that you're from a different planet, or your family's getting worried, they want to lock you up, at least have for a couple days. And then she goes, well, how about you? I'll see you in spring. Shit. Okay. I'm a little rusty right now.
Why don't you make that cup move over there? And she's like,
fuck. And then she goes, yeah, well, I already know you're going to send me into mental prison because I have starseed abilities. So,
can you really be in prison, though?
It'd be good if you could convince girls that you're a starseed that are starseeds and be like, I'm getting a message from the other world that says I'm going to get blown by you. What the fuck? Do you know what that means? I'm not really I'm new with my starseed thing. Have you ever had something like that where you just saw an image of me getting blown over behind the porta potty?
She goes,
I don't
believe it. He goes, no, it's saying you're going to want to stick a crystal up my ass while you're doing it. She goes, oh, that sounds pretty legit.
I don't know. Are you familiar with this starseed thing? Because I'm getting like a bit of a vision of tonight you convincing 3 of your starseed buddies to blow me back to back. Does that mean anything to you? Sorry, I blacked out. Did I say anything?
What happened?
I don't know. What planet are you from? And they're like, Zoctagon. And you go, shut the fuck up. Stop it.
My dad was from Zoctagon.
Holy shit, you're kidding me. You're also from Zoctagon?
Yeah.
I thought I was the only person. I've never met another person from Zoctagon. Unzip.
Zip. Please open.
So these are the kind of things that this person's getting into. She's going to jail. Another person says, are we, starseeds brackets, basically angels and demons that decided to incarnate as humans? So a lot of them don't know whether they're sort of from a different planet or they're angels and humans from a different realm, sort of.
It's funny, too, because you could tolerate a female starseed. I've met many, but the guys are absolutely insufferable.
The guys stink more?
Oh, the worst.
Because girl starseeds is kind of just like hippie girl shit that you're, kind of comes with
whatever.
What do the guy starseeds do but that are more annoying? Wandering around like
it's just I think just a generally kind
are those kind of the guys that do the weird dances?
Yeah, there was a guy at Fish. This is a perfect example. When I saw Fish in Madison Square Garden and everybody in like the pit was dancing, they're just like whatever, dancing around, enjoying. And then he was watching fucking Fish for, I'm not even kidding you, I kept looking at him for an hour like this. He was going.
He had his hands up in the air?
He was receiving the music.
He had his hands open palms receiving it.
He goes, Trace, sing to me. It was like having a religious experience. He was receiving it.
Yeah,
there's so many times where I go.
He might be sending it back to his other world so they can experience.
Maybe he's like an antenna.
Because they're like, this is probably why they sent me here to get this message.
He goes, I'm an antenna for fucking Zorg Zoctagon or whatever.
Zorg Zoctagon.
But like everybody was fucking dancing. He's just like,
oh, that's good stuff. Receiving the music.
It was what he was doing. He goes, I'm a vessel for the music.
Right.
Just receive it.
Just receive it and give it back down to the earth. Yeah, so you're saying, okay, I can understand why you think guy starseeds might be a little more annoying. This person says, I had a dream one night after I jerked off. So this is a guy starseed. Yeah. And a reptilian devil wizard. All the guy starseed stuff's about them coming.
Yeah, it's all cum based.
All the
100% cum based.
All the guy starseeds about them fucking. And a reptile devil lizard woman came to me and told me that starseeds are demon seeds, and she was naked and had my sperm on her breasts. She stole the sperm and said, if you masturbate, you leave the seed on the ground or bed or ground. Demons will come and get it and use it to make evil spiritual larvae and astral parasites that they attach to people. So, is it that?
Is it?
That's the question. After all, the question is like, so do you guys think that's what we are?
Anyone else experience this? Pretty specific, dude.
Right, yeah, pretty specific, right? So, what do you think, guys? Is that what we are? And the other girls are like, what's a grateful thing? No, 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 no. Get back. And so they're sort of like, yeah.
No, it's like China Cat
vessel for empathy. Yeah, that's good jam music. There was that one, Bird Nielsen Band was the one that I liked, and then Martin Medeski Wood's my favorite jam band.
Yeah, there's all
jazz funk. I thought Martin Medeski Wood was the best jazz funk.
Yeah,
band.
string cheese too. good.
Yeah, and then do boop doo 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 doo. But so all the other Starseeds are there and being Starseeds, I'm just feel the empathy and I'm in touch with children and just the natural
Animals love
animals
me.
love
Birds come to me, and they all fly in. They land on your arms.
Birds come to me. Just the holistic remedies, and the other guy's like, hey, I got some demon angel woman that I just cummed on her tits. I'm thinking that's kind of being a big part about being a starseed, right?
There's just fucking cum everywhere.
That's so funny. That is what it is. That's what Starseeds are doing. Hey, guys, fucking stop the music. I just cummed on an angel from
her tits everywhere.
Yeah, that guy runs in, he's yelling and screaming at everyone like the town crier, trying to get everyone's attention, but they're too wrapped up in the music.
There's
this devil woman. Man,
music.
yeah, you chill out, man. Dude,
I actually enjoy.
Just feel the vibes, bro.
That's the thing, because I'm like,
someone just puts an acid tab in his mouth and closes his mouth for him.
It's funny because like I like the music, but then I kind of hate the scene. So then I
I
kind of
love the scene.
No, but I don't hate the
You're
scene.
a starseed.
But I do get a lot of enjoyment when I go to these shows because there's so much shit to just like that I can just laugh at.
I love stuff like that too.
But I do like the music. But then I see all the stuff, I go, oh, that's hilarious.
Well, that's how I feel about like protests or any big gathering with thousands of people. I spend half my time people watching.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was.
I had a buddy that was sold the helium things at festivals. Like he used to go to sneak into Grateful
nitrous,
Dead.
nitrous.
Yeah, he used to sell the balloons in the parking lot.
Oh man, that's the funniest. Man, you leave a fucking Grateful Dead concert at like Madison Square Garden or Fish, and they're all like they're run because the cops are trying to break them up in this weird game of cat and mouse, and then you see all these guys. They're like fucking up against a wall with 8 balloons.
Crackhead
they're
thing,
like,
yeah.
They're like shaking.
But it only lasts for 3 minutes.
Or less, and they're like, and you're like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah.
I'm a starseed. Man, it's just all about empathy. And do you feel the waves? You feel the Earth's gravitational boom. I just cummed in this bitch's eyes, and she's got devil horns on. Stop the
everywhere, and there's blood.
And she's blood, and she said it's just gonna use my sperm to attach to people to turn them into devils. What do you guys think? He's getting bumped around in the pit by the people.
By the way, #1 most upvoted comment to this thing is, what the fuck?
Stop it.
Yeah, look at
the Starseed said no.
So this guy had this crazy thing, and he goes, because the last thing he goes, many people that you meet in the physical world, if you have dreams of them in the spirit or astral plane, you can see their real form or their spiritual form, and they may even look remotely human. Either they are demonically possessed, demonically oppressed, or perhaps they are starseeds.
Oh, the demons that are the oppressed demons?
The oppressed demons. He goes, woman in Israel, who is the great-granddaughter of the great Kabbalist, was a queen in the spiritual realm. And she has all this nonsense, and then just the #1 comment, what the fuck? Most upvoted comment.
All right, so this guy is definitely
not
a starseed.
And it was from someone whose thing is astral traveler. So this guy's in the wave.
He's in the game,
and
yeah.
He goes, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Astral traveler's not good. Astral traveler has wants none of this.
None of this. No, you're making us look bad.
Well, this next person says, is loss of interest in food an ascension symptom? So a big part of it is they think that eventually they're going to ascend to their old planet, right? Like they were just sent down here to send a message, and then they're going to go. So a lot of times when they're
maybe that's the guy who's receiving the music.
He's trying to get sent up back to his old planet.
He goes, come on.
Beam me up.
He like opens one.
I'm ready. Yeah. He goes, I'm ready. Yeah. So that's a
cult shit. It's like the the Heaven's Gate.
Yeah,
that's what they thought was going to happen to them when they drank all the Kool-Aid and fucking with the Nikes.
That's the classic cult business, right? You think you're going to ascend. You could any girl that thinks she's going to ascend, you could convince to do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go, you know what? We need to expedite your ascension. Let's try some shit. You know, what if we bring 5 girls
some
here?
Rat poison.
What if we bring 5 different girls into our You round me up 5 girls, and the 5 of you all have sex with me, and then we'll see if that God likes that as an offering.
Yeah.
We're really doing it for him, and I will channel his dick. So we are really giving him the
You're
women.
getting fucked by God.
You're basically getting fucked by God, and we'll see if he likes this offering. That's how he's still playing. Yeah.
It's not a good episode for me to be wearing my Grateful Dead sweater.
I forgot you were wearing the Dead sweater. Yeah.
We're gonna be in some fucking jam-based forum being like, this guy's fucking making fun of us.
Yeah, shit. So they said, I don't feel like eating anything, especially the time that I recently underwent 30 hours plus intermittent fast to detoxify, and she wasn't even hungry. Also, I'm having frequent diarrhea, so...
Is diarrhea something? Yo, is diarrhea on the list?
No,
this is Starseed list?
No, Danny, it's this. It's you running through the festival, everyone's thing, and you're running through the festival because you got a shit really bad. You go, Starseed coming through! Move it!
Starseed emergency!
Starseed emergency!
My girlfriend's...
Also, you know what else? Well, know what is a diarrhea is a symptom of? Tons of drugs.
Yes.
Why do I have diarrhea? It's like because you fucking haven't eaten 40 hours and you're blasted on fucking cocaine.
My girlfriend and her brother, they're really into this band, the Disco Biscuits, and they told me a story that one time on the floor of some show, someone just took a huge shit.
Oh, it's a Starseed
like
move
just
right there.
Right in the middle of the concert, just someone took a fucking They just couldn't hold it, and they took a shit, and then everybody.
Do you think that they wanted to go to the bathroom, but they just couldn't miss the fucking tune? He was receiving the music
probably,
too
or
hard.
it's just one of those things where you go, "Yeah, I'm shitting right now," and that's it. That's that.
She's like, "Buddy,
it's coming out.
I
want
would
to or
more.
not.
There's nothing I'd love more to go to that urinals, but I'm fucking a vessel for another world to receive." Boom.
Yeah. Boom. And they just shit, and then the band started playing some jam about shitting on the floor, shit in the pit, I think was it.
Really?
Yeah, they made some song
funny.
off the top, shit in the pit, and then they all cleaned it up. But
That's great. They all cleaned it up.
Like
that's
some security.
hippie commune
No,
shit.
no, security.
Everybody take a scoop.
Everybody, roll up your sleeves. It's time. We got to do this together.
We do this together. Come on, everybody, togetherness. And we're cleaning. We
got shit in the pit.
We got that's how the songs all sound. Eh?
Yeah.
We got shit in the pit. Shit in the pit. That's a very good jam band. We got a good jam band replica going on. We got shit in the pit. Come on, everybody. We got shit in the pit. Go low now. We got shit in the pit.
Everybody now, shit in the pit. And then everybody starts clapping. Shit.
All right, a couple more. Is it disrespectful to call extraterrestrials aliens? We got a bit of a woke starseed. So this is the starseed that probably has a problem with the vaccine stuff, right? She's probably been having a bit of a her freedom
their body
personality.
Is their temple.
Yeah, but her freedom personality has probably been a little bit of a contrast with her. You know, let's not be problematic, right?
Right. Yeah.
I've heard that it's a little disrespectful to call extraterrestrials aliens. Is that true? So that's going on in the Starseed community. A little bit of whisperings. They're called aliens. Like, what is this, 1985? Oh, my God. I've heard that is also good because, you know, most of the time the fables of aliens, when they abduct you, like, no good comes of that, right?
Yeah, it's shit's going up your ass.
It's shit's going up your ass every single time, right? We got shit in the Starseed. Shit, the Starseed's ass. Shit going up your ass. So yes. So you're basically getting probed, and you're like, please, aliens, stop. I'm so sorry.
Excuse. Hey, Carl, did you just hear what he called us?
No, they're doing their voice. What did you just call me? What did you just call me?
By the way, best answer. I don't know if you saw this.
That is, I'm so offended right now. Can't believe what I'm dealing with. Wow. No, he goes, wow. In 2000.
No, it's more like in 16,845. We still take this abuse.
In 4, 5, 6 of the year of our jargon.
By the way, someone answered this question.
Okay, what did they say?
They go, some care, some don't. If you were interacting with an
Depends.
extraterrestrial,
Depends if you got like an alien that just went to college or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If they just finished their fucking first year of gender alien studies.
Gender alien studies.
Because if you're interacting with an extraterrestrial, you could try asking for their species name, so that if you ask them questions, there isn't any confusion on things. Literally,
while you're getting
it's
probed.
the gender. It's the same thing. You go ask them what their gender is.
Yeah, what's their species?
Their pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
Species is just pronouns.
So there you go. That's very good to know.
Yep.
Starseeds among us. Sometimes I go to a shop or a cafe and it comes to my mind that people who work there could be starseeds that just aren't aware of their journey. So, I mean, this is like walking around and she's sort of having like that could be a starseed, that could be a starseed. Like kind of in those movies, right? Where you're like, not sure who's an alien. Then you see the one guy like Independence Day and Men in Black. Yeah. So she's living her life like, but you're right. In the vegan hippie community, it's probably really easy to pick up girls with like starseed shit.
Yeah.
So I recommend any hippie dudes to be a vegan. Hey, you just walk up.
I mean, it was one of the things on the list.
Someone's just eating granola at like some hippie cafe, and you walk up and you go, Starseed? Hi, I'm Ryan.
How did I know?
Let me guess. And you go, they go, they don't even know we're from a different galaxy.
Yeah,
right?
Alpha Centauri 58?
No, it's that. You go, you know what's funny? People here don't even know when you're from a different galaxy. She goes, how did you know? He goes, hi, I'm Ryan.
We all know, don't we? Mind if I sit?
Yeah.
Can I get 2 chia puddings, please? Thanks. 2 chia puddings and a matcha latte, thanks.
2 chia puddings and a matcha latte. Hi, I'm Daniel. Name's Daniel.
That's my human name.
Name's Daniel. That's my human
Earth
name. But you probably already knew that.
Yeah.
He just seems so empathetic, dude.
So, have you always braided your armpit hair, or is that new?
You know, they used to do that on Zaragon. You know what? Let's not talk Starseed business. Why am I telling you? And then the last one I'm going to do. Amazing. Hello. I wanted to tell you I've been taken to ships by a blonde-haired ET. It was 2 days ago, and I'm thinking it could be a dream, but it was so real. So some of the Starseeds actually think they were abducted.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one at the boom. Go. And then you come running back. You go, oh, guys, I was just taken by a ship, and I was gone for 2 days. And everyone's like, bro, you were asleep for half an hour.
Dude, that was fucking set break.
Dude, you were gone for 7 minutes, bro. That was one balloon. You were gone for 7 minutes, bro.
Fucking hippies.
Yeah. Well,
hippies.
There you have the episode, gentlemen.
Boom.
Danny, take us out. Yeah, give me him.
Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, San Diego, next weekend. Yeah, YouTube, at Ryan Long Comedy, at Danny Jokes, at Danny Jokes, and at Ryan Long Comedy. And Patreon, we just had a live stream this week. You could still listen to it after the fact. We just had a live stream at the Patreon. Listen to it after the fact. And $5 a month, extra episode. Leave us a review on iTunes. Peace.